Well. What a difference decent football makes to the overall feeling around Tottenham Hotspur. Unbelievable. So I was at the game yesterday. I drove up with the South Dorset Spurs guys. Had a brilliant day. We left at 8:30 in the morning. Some of them left a bit earlier than that, obviously, because they're a bit further on than where I'm at. Took us about 4 hours to get there. Straight in the Gilpin. Nice breakfast. There was an awful lot of people in there paying respects to a guy called Pugsy who died recently. So there's lots of Tottenham fans in there coming together to remember him, which I thought was a really cool thing to do. Lots and lots of fans. It was really cool. But yeah, weather was fabulous and really nice and sunny. So we got to sit in the beer garden, went across to LT's, DJ Dell banging out some great tunes. So we had a good sing-song and a good laugh in there before heading down to the game. Now, I've got to be honest, I wasn't expecting too much out of the game. My view has been that we're in a real rebuild situation now, and ultimately we brought in Mourinho and Conte to be the missing link to give us that steely determination that was going to get us across the line to get us a trophy. And how it's kind of panned out is we're all just looking at it now going, you know what, I'd rather have decent, entertaining football than to have those guys in just to win us a trophy. And it's quite strange to think that, right? Because we get absolutely ripped all the time for not winning trophies and so on. But actually, from a fan's point of view, I've always called out, I want an FA Cup, I want a League Cup, or what, I'll take whatever we can get. I just want to win something. But ultimately, as I reflect back now, my view is not at any cost. and maybe that's just the way I'm feeling because we had such a good day yesterday. But it did absolutely make a difference. So when you look at the performance of yesterday, you've got the new players and players that didn't play too much last season coming into the team and actually putting in man of the match performances. Basuma, Maddison, Sarr could have all been candidates for man of the match yesterday. And even Vicario, who's been picking up a little bit of stick, had a decent game yesterday, maybe pulled off a couple of really good saves and showed that and I know it's only one game, but he showed that he is starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. Romero was back. Van der Ven is in the defence with him, and that felt very stable. If you can hear some snoring, that's my dog. She's laying on the back of the sofa and she's snoring her head off. Millie! She's not taking any notice. Here she goes again. Anyway, so defensively, still feel we're a little bit fragile, but that's because we're playing that attacking style where we're kind of pushing on. Man United were poor, absolutely. They're not the best Man United side that we've seen for a long time, but they were attacking. They did try to attack. They hit the crossbar. They had to shout for a penalty, and I kind of get it. Maybe it should have been a penalty, and generally speaking, I would say it's probably called out for a penalty fairly regularly. But I can also understand it from the player's point of view. He's running towards the ball to make a tackle. You don't run with your arms down by your side like this. You run and your arms are moving. And the ball's kicked towards him and it strikes his hand. He's not moved his hand to the ball to try to stop the flight of the ball or anything like that. It's not purposeful, if you get what I mean. So for me, it's like I think it's the right decision not to have a penalty, but I do understand why they are generally given. So it's one of them. But then equally, we could have had a penalty the other end when Romero was clearly kicked over, and that could have been a penalty as well. So I think those kind of decisions, generally speaking, will even themselves out over the course of a season, if not in the same game. But yeah, so overall, I thought our midfield looked great. Maddison has really brought something into the team with that creativity, and Bissouma as well. He moves around with the ball so effortlessly, and other teams are struggling to get the ball off him. But then when you look at Sarr coming into that and pushing forward, overlapping Maddison and stuff, took his goal really well. Ghosted in there. He kind of ran all the way through and ghosted in there and put the ball in the back of there. Great finish, well deserved. And we were on top by this point. And then again, a bit of a shout out to Ange for making the changes that he did. Bringing on Perisic, bringing on Davis. Davis gets an awful lot of stick. He really, really does. He gets lumped in with Dyer and Tanganga and Sanchez and all the rest of it as people's whipping boy. I really don't think that Ben Davies is that bad. Would I have him as my stall in defence? Probably not. But I would keep him out of all of them. I would keep him as a defender, as a squad player, until you can get better squad players that are gonna overtake him or push him further down the pecking order. Because I think Ben Davies is a good leader, and I think he's always a safe pair of hands. He always puts that much effort in. Sanchez has had a couple of good games, but I'm still not convinced that he's going to be able to cut it. Tanganga, we just haven't seen anything from him. The kid come in, and I loved him. I thought he was brilliant. It's great to see him, a local boy, Hackney boy like myself, coming into the team, tearing up Liverpool in his first game. Had a brilliant debut, and then he played really well the following game. And since then, it's just kind of gone to pot. He got injured, and he's just never really been the same. And I think he probably needs some sort of regular football. But anyway, that aside, coming back to the game, I thought overall we deserved to win it. The atmosphere in the stadium was really, really good. The tifo, congratulations to the THFC flag guys. I thought the tifo thing looked really cool. It's given some good images and some good videos. And the flags as well. I brought a couple of them home for my grandsons. So great to see that. Atmosphere was good. People were laughing. People were smiling again. People were off their seats enjoying the football. Following the game, impromptu celebrations. And I think rival fans will get it wrong that they think we're celebrating because we beat Man United. It's not about Man United. It's about the way we played and about the feeling in the club. It's almost like a big rock has been lifted off your back, and we're all of a sudden starting to play with a bit of freedom and giving the fans what they want. And when you listen to Postecoglou's interviews, the things he says, the way he presents himself, I mean, I had a lot of Celtic fans telling me that we were going to love him, that he was the real deal. And I was like, yeah, we'll see how he gets on. But I have to say, he presents himself really, really well. And the things he says is the stuff that you want to hear. So I can't complain so far. And I know it's really, really early days, right? But the celebrations after the Man United win were brilliant. The guy on the drum, and a lot of people, even my mate Sweary Alex, said if he's banging out a drum next to me, I'm going to get right fed up with it. But actually, I thought it went really, really well. It just helped a little bit, gives that chant, it gives people something to hang, something to get them going and all the rest of it. You have to understand that the football fan that's at the ground now is different. It's so different from years ago when probably most of the fans started going. You've got lots of guys sort of my age, guys and girls, I mean by that, of my sort of age, that have been going a long time, that will remember what atmospheres were like and in the stands and so on. But society's changed, football fans have changed, attitudes have changed. the type of people that are coming to the games has changed, and it's just one of those things that evolves. You know, the policing, the way we're policed, and everything makes it a lot harder. So for me, the guy doing the drumming, congratulations to him, well done. I thought it was a really good thing. Got a little video of him doing that, and I got some video of the after match celebrations going on. But yeah, I think it was more about a release of emotion rather than anything else that kind of came across really, really well. So overall, super pleased. A 2-0 win against Man United, who we don't have a great record against, to be fair. But yeah, a great win and good performances all around the pitch by a lot of the players. Still disappointing to see Son, Kulusevski and Richarlison really not clicking yet, really not coming to their own. I'm sure it will. But I do think we still need some other options up there. And I understand from the manager's point of view that we won't be able to just... Hey, stop. We won't just be able to keep buying players and adding to the squad. You have to have a balance and look out for the players you've got, as well as the players you want to bring in and the positions you've got to bring them into. Because you don't want to sell someone if you can't get someone in and leave yourself short in that, even if that's not a player who you believe is one of your best options. It's still better to have an option rather than no option. If you get my drift. So really good day. I got home at midnight after leaving at 8:30 in the morning. So long day, but well worth it. Enjoyed it a lot. I spent some good time with some good people. South Dorset Spurs guys are a good bunch, and we have a very good time. DJ Bob on the bus on the way home kept the party going all the way to Weymouth. So yeah, it was well worth the trip up, and I look forward to the next game. So onward to Bournemouth, and we see how we get on there. Hopefully we can keep the run going, and I'll be back at White Hart Lane for the Sheffield United game. But I'll speak to you again before that, I'm sure. Thanks for watching. Up the Spurs.